time and a place for everything. I'm not gonna say he's right and I'm not gonna say he's wrong. You know, but it's so crazy. When he spoke about it, I could have easily came out and said, yeah, you spoke about it. I ain't have to say nothing.
I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better be on his A game.
YouTube, we're back again with some more boxing news in the boxing world. We got some breaking news. Gary Jonas, Lamont Roach's promoter, says this rematch is a done deal.
Floyd Mayweather is back in the spotlight, this time sending a strong message to his former protege, Gervonta "Tank" Davis. In an unexpected move, Mayweather publicly urged Davis to think twice and possibly step away from his much-anticipated rematch with Lamont Roach. Known for his sharp instincts both in and out of the ring, Mayweather's warning has stirred major buzz in the boxing world. As tensions grow, fans and analysts are left guessing, what does Mayweather know that others don't? And is there more to this rematch than it seems?
Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, I mean, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out. You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations, sometimes at will, without you even knowing it. You know, he's that sneaky. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But, you know, obviously, Gervonta Davis has the experience. He has the knowledge. He has that mean streak in him that will take you out with any punch.
Davis is now back in training camp, getting ready for his highly anticipated rematch with Lamont Roach Jr., set for August 16th in Las Vegas. This fight comes after their earlier clash ended in a controversial draw, with a disputed knockdown in the 9th round sparking debate among fans and experts. Focused on proving himself once again in the lightweight division, Davis is stepping up his training, working hard on both his fitness and fight strategy. The first fight between Davis and Roach stirred controversy, especially because of what happened in the 9th round. Davis went down on one knee after taking a jab from Roach, claiming that grease from his hair treatment had gotten into his eyes. Referee Steve Willis started a count, but stopped halfway through, letting Davis go to his corner for help. Something that's not allowed during an active round. Many felt this should have been ruled a knockdown, which could have changed the final result. Although the New York State Athletic Commission reviewed the situation, they ultimately decided to let the original ruling stand.
I don't know what the just happened. You're a referee, your big as you should have seen what the going on. Why I would have, if I'm in the corner, I'm erratic in between rounds. What was your feeling in between rounds when you seen that?
It was going off. Actually, my assistant coach, Ben Johnson, he was going off on him up. Like, hey, Steve, what the is wrong with you? He was cursing him out and everything. He was like, that was a down. Yeah, he just stood off and waved us off, and he was like,
yeah, because for me, one person would have been having to deal with Lamont, and the other would have been the whole 60 seconds.
Yeah, that's how it was. I was dealing with him, and my man Ben was dealing with the rough.
Right.
In their first fight, Lamont Roach impressed many with his toughness and skill. He held his ground against Davis, taking hits and firing back with sharp counters. His strong defense and smart responses stood out, showing fans that he's a serious threat in the ring and not to be underestimated.
What I didn't know is that once Lamont Roach stepped into the ring, he would be the bigger fighter. What I didn't know is that once he was in the ring and he looked like the bigger fighter, he fought like the bigger fighter, because, ladies and gentlemen, from opening bell, he walked right to Gervonta Davis. Walked right to him. and stayed in his face all night long. If he backed up at all, ladies and gentlemen, it was 5% of the time. The other 95% of the time, he walked right to Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis caught him with some good shots. He took it and then gave it back. Body punches, counter punches, left hook, straight right. This brother Lamont Roach can fight. And he's beautiful defensively as well. And seemed completely unfazed and undeterred by Tank Davis, a knockout artist.
Lamont Roach made a smart move by including a rematch clause in his first fight contract, ensuring he'd get another shot if he lost or the fight ended in a draw. This decision showed not only his confidence, but also his clear strategy to stay in control of his career. By thinking ahead, Roach proved he's serious about his goals, both in the ring and on the business side of boxing.
I just so happen to be a boxing fan that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like boxing.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight.
Right.
Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long we taking?
It's up to the A side and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's gonna be soon. I'm hoping it's gonna be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
I'm thinking July for sure.
Gervonta. Davis is determined to set up a rematch with Lamont Roach, knowing that their first fight left questions about his performance. He views this second bout as a chance to clear any doubts, show his true skill, and remind everyone why he's considered one of the best fighters in the world.
We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. So Tank officially came out and says that he wants to put this rematch as early as May. Now, if that were to happen, Lamont Roach gets a second time to prove himself. Now, in my personal opinion, his stock has already risen. He is already notable. The fact that he went toe-to-toe with Tank on a decision that ended in a draw, whether he loses this second fight or not won't even matter. Because he's directly in line to go against the Keyshawn Davis, the Shakur Stevensons, and etc., the Devin Haney's, and etc. I can see him moving up and going against Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia or somebody like that. So many people to fight. Lamont Roach has definitely proven himself. But let's talk about something else. And that is the hairstylist situation. In my humble opinion, I believe she should have been quiet. As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. There was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing was going to look at them like, I don't want to braid my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out and publicly made multiple claims, got all these receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, oh, this had no grease or oil in it. No one cares. No one cares. Nobody even believes it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But you guys let me know in the comments. Should she have remained quiet, or should she have did what she did, which is spoke up? You let me know.
Mayweather's warning is based on both strategy and reputation. He believes taking the rematch with Roach right now could be a risky move that might put Davis's unbeaten record and reputation on the line. Drawing from his own experience in handling big fights, Mayweather is urging Davis to seriously think about the possible consequences before stepping into the ring again with Roach.
Credit here, because I have a lot of criticism for Gervonta Davis and Canelo Alvarez for the choice of opponents. But at least Gervonta Davis is doing the Mayweather. He's giving the immediate rematch.
Right.
You had a tough fight, you're doing the immediate rematch. I like it.
All right, so what I'm
I need to push back real quick.
Yeah, I knew you would. Go ahead.
Push back. I'm giving the guy credit.
I like Gervonta Davis. I know you talk a lot about his opponents and whatever, and you're talking about the Lamont Roach.
We're not going to pick a...
But okay,
find me a less than a 10-1 underdog and he fought on pay-per-view.
Look, I'm talking about this fight right here. Look at the first fight. So picking Lamont Roach, you're saying, oh, he's basically cherry picking is what you're alluding to. He has a history with the guy. They've been in the gym together. They sparred together. They fought in the amateurs. He knew the level that Lamont brought. Also, Lamont's one of those guys. You ask anybody in the boxing world, they know how good Lamont is, and it's his record. Leading up to him getting to the title shot or getting his title win, it's kind of like, the Jamel Herring fight's really hard to forget. He struggled with some guys that you wouldn't expect him to, but he's really come into his own because the guy who was in the gym that everybody saw coming up has been realized now. So I don't think Gervonta Davis was handpicking an easy guy in Lamont Roach. Stylistically, listen, Gervonta's team's not dumb. They look at what this guy can do and where he can give him troubles. And it certainly worked out that way. Did they overlook him a little bit in terms of being like, I beat him back then. He struggled here and there. I'm just too good. I'm at a different level. I think that Lamont really stepped up. So I'm going. Gervonta's that good, but guess what? So's Lamont.
So I was exaggerating. That's what you're saying. I'm exaggerating.
You tend to be hyperbolic at times, yes.
How dare he? How?
Jeff Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather's father, shared his thoughts on the controversial outcome of the first fight between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach. He admitted he was surprised by how the match played out, but made it clear he's a big supporter of Davis. While he didn't believe the result was a robbery, Jeff acknowledged that Roach's strong performance affected how people see Davis. According to him, fighters who once feared Davis might now feel more confident about stepping into the ring with him, casting doubt on his dominance.
Jeff Mayweather here at the Mayweather Boxing Club. How are you doing, sir?
Okay.
You don't look okay.
No, well, I am.
All right, well, we got this potential rematch everybody wants to see, Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. First of all, are you surprised that everybody's wanting to see a rematch between these two? Because no one expected it to be a close fight in the first place.
That much is true. And me, myself, I'm a big Tank fan. And I was shocked. I was shocked at the outcome of the fight.
Who did you have winning the fight?
I had Roach winning the fight.
Do you consider it robbery, or do you lean Roach and are cool with the draw?
I wouldn't say it was a robbery. The fight was close. But if I was a judge, I would have gave Roach the fight.
All right.
And we're 2-3-9. Some boxing analysts believe Gervonta Davis's focused training ahead of his rematch with Lamont Roach could be what tips the fight in his favor. After their first bout ended in a debated draw, Davis has returned to camp with renewed energy and commitment. Experts point to his intense conditioning, tighter discipline, and strategic adjustments as key factors that could give him the upper hand. Known for his power and sharp ring awareness, Tank is expected to come back stronger and more prepared. If his training shows on fight night, many think he'll not only win, but also remind everyone why he's a top force in the lightweight division.
Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach, the rematch is on. Lamont Roach fought a perfect fight. Gervonta didn't look so great. In the rematch, Gervonta can do a lot more better. Roach can't. Gervonta may win this one.
Teddy Atlas, one of boxing's most respected voices, had high praise for Gervonta Davis. He described Davis as a rare mix of athleticism, quick reflexes, and smart decision-making. Atlas pointed out that Davis's fight IQ sets him apart. His timing, counters, and control of angles make him one of the most precise and effective boxers today. According to Atlas, Davis's deep understanding of the sport gives him a real advantage, making him one of the top fighters in the world right now, maybe even the best pound for pound. However, many believe Davis didn't take Lamont Roach seriously enough in their first fight, possibly seeing him as just another routine opponent. That attitude may have led to weaker preparation and a performance that left fans surprised and exposed areas where Davis needs to improve.
The way that he boxes, he's versatile. He could do a lot of things. He could go get you. He's got the attitude of a fighter. He's not a huge puncher. Obviously, Tank Davis is the puncher in this, but Roach could go get you, but he could box. I think he's better served. He's got long arms, good length. He's better served. He's got a good boxing IQ, fundamentally solid. He's better served to box on the outside with the always dangerous Tank Davis. Box, see if he can get it done. Angles, pot shot, be disciplined enough to do that all night long. I think he should stay away from trying to go on the inside, which again, he's got the attitude of a real fighter, which you love. And I wouldn't be shocked if Roach said, oh no, I'm going to go inside sometimes. I don't know that would be the best choice. He knows how to do it if he wants to. At the end of the day, all of what I said, Bud, it's one thing that really makes the day. It's not because Tank Davis is just undefeated. It's not because Tank Davis is just a great puncher. he's just a full package. He's really, really the full. I don't make him pound for pound up there. He's up there in the top 5 pound for pound. I don't put him there because he's a puncher. I put him there because he is a complete darn fighter. He can go get you. He can fight in the trenches. He can go to the body, the head. He can use his legs when he has to. He can set traps. He can counterpunch.
That first fight served as a serious wake-up call for Davis, and it's clearly changed his mindset. This time, he's locked in and fully focused. Experts have noticed a new level of discipline and intensity in his training that wasn't there before. Davis is treating this rematch like he's going up against an elite opponent, and that mindset could make things very tough for Roach. On the other side, Roach knows his last performance won't be enough to secure a win now. In recent interviews, he's made it clear that he's taking this fight very seriously. Roach respects Davis's skills and is preparing for every possible scenario, avoiding overconfidence and treating the rematch like an entirely new challenge.
How many rematches have you fought?
0.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, that's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder if that didn't get me the win. And I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not gonna lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter. Hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know what I'm saying, or do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor. Everybody not built the same, and that's what people get it messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight, a whole lot, and I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been, you know what I'm saying? I would have steamrolled him. Don't get that misconstrued. He's still the guy he is. Just he ran into a guy that's on the same level.
Despite the hype, many believe Gervonta Davis should think twice before taking the rematch with Lamont Roach. Critics argue that Roach may have already figured out how to handle Davis, pointing to the first fight as proof. Roach's smart tactics, ring control, and ability to throw Davis off his game suggest a second fight could expose more flaws in Tank's style. With Davis's unbeaten streak at risk, some worry the rematch could seriously impact his career. To better prepare, Davis has brought in veteran trainer Kenny Ellis, known for his no-nonsense training style and sharp boxing knowledge. Under Ellis, Davis is showing real growth. His movement is sharper, his defense tighter, and his punches more accurate and strategic. Instead of just fixing mistakes, Ellis is helping Davis evolve into a smarter, more well-rounded fighter. His guidance is becoming key as Davis gears up to take on the challenges Roach presents in their next meeting.
Doing the interview circuit, right, kind of being a little bit out of character leading into the rematch. Do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table, and he says that Lamont Roach is, we're not believing that he's out there drinking or blowing up a bunch of weight and all of that. You know, he says what most people say, hey, we're going to prepare for the best version of Lamont Roach that is going to, that'll come for us. But the way that he saw the fight coming out was he said he sees it like the fight before, a lot of really crisp shots landing. And the fight is going to be similar, but hey, the fight at the same time is going to be very different. Now, I just happen to have a very good friend named Phoenix the Assassin who breaks down fights for me. He's a trainer. got a world-class eye for fights. And what he speculated should be the difference between the first fight and the second fight for Gervonta is that Gervonta is going to need to spend a lot more time fighting on the outside and scoring points for a longer period of time on the outside, and then making sure that, and basically forcing Lamont Roach to try to initiate something with slower hands, score his points, and get out. And he said the reason that he believes that Lamont Roach would be...
For Davis, this fight isn't just about settling the score. It's personal. The draw from their last match still bothers him, and he's using that disappointment as fuel. It's driving him to push himself harder in training and stay fully focused. Davis isn't treating this like just another bout. He sees it as his chance to take back control of his narrative and remind everyone that he's still one of the top names in the lightweight division.
As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. There was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing was going to look at that and be like, I don't want her braiding my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out and publicly made multiple claims, got all these receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, oh, this had no grease or oil in it. No one cares. No one cares. Nobody even believes it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But you guys let me know in the comments. Should she have remained quiet, or should she have did what she did, which is spoke up? You let me know.
This rematch is more than just another fight for Gervonta Davis. It's about pride and proving a point. The first bout ended in a draw, raising questions about his dominance. Now, he's coming back fully prepared to remind everyone why he's one of the most dangerous fighters in the lightweight division. Lamont Roach surprised many with his strategy and confidence last time, but Davis is in a different mindset now. With focused training and a stronger team behind him, he's aiming to leave no doubts this time around.